Hi Otters, and welcome to another English lesson. So today we're carrying on writing our story, and we're actually going to be innovating the problem of our story. Can you pause me here please whilst you write the date and hello under your last piece of work? Lovely. So now that you've done that, we're just going to have a look back through our build up, and we're going to edit it and check we've not made any of Miss Smith's silly mistakes. So, did you remember a comma after your fronted adverbial? Is your handwriting neat and joined? And have you checked your spellings? That's building on from when we checked our opening the other day with our capital letters and full stops. So can you please have a look through all of those and check you've not made any mistakes? Pause me whilst you do this and press play when you're ready to carry on. Okay then, so you should have checked your build up. You may have had time to check your opening as well, so there shouldn't be any mistakes. If you're looking at your last piece of work and your handwriting isn't as neat as you can normally do it and it's not joined, I would like that to be your challenge today, please, to try and do that. We're going to be innovating the problem of our story today, but before we do that, I'd like you to practice your story map. You should have noticed now that we're using lots of phrases from the story map to help with our shared writing, so this is why we need to know it so well. Pause me whilst you practice your story map and press play when you're ready to move on. So you've practiced your story map now, and in particular today, because we're looking at the problem, it's this part of our story map which we've snipped a picture of here. If you're thinking, oh, I don't know this part of the story that well because I've practiced the beginning the most, you can always pause me again and practice the story map again. I'm actually just going to quickly read you the problem of exactly what we will be innovating today. It's the part of the text that goes, George, where are you? It's time for my medicine, Grandma shrieked from the front room. George panicked. His heart raced. His breath quickened. What was he going to do? So today we're going to be using some speech. We're also going to be using some show not tell. So we're going to show how our character is feeling, like they've said that George's heart raced and his breath quickened. And we're also going to end on a rhetorical question because I really like how that ends the paragraph. You might want to just check your plan from the other day and see where you've got up to. You should hopefully be on the problem section of the text, okay? It might be a little bit behind this. We might have to add a bit more detail first. And then here is where we've got to so far. And I can easily see my different paragraphs because I have indented before each one. So I'm going to start a new paragraph and I'm going to indent it again. Instead of having George, where are you? It's time for my medicine. Grandpa is going to call for Lucy, isn't he? So with my speech, do not forget your open speech marks. Lucy, where are you? And instead of saying it's nearly time for my medicine, that doesn't fit in with our story anymore. So he's going to have it's nearly time for my birthday cake or my birthday party, my birthday treat. I'm not sure yet. It's nearly time for my birthday. I'm going to go for treat, I think. My birthday treat. And he's going to scream that at Lucy. So he needs an exclamation mark. And then I said screamed. I think we can do better than that. So we can have Grandpa screamed from the living room. No, we're going to have bellowed. That's better. Bellowed from the front room. And then you need your full stop here because it is the end of our sentence. I'm just going to read through and check that I'm happy with this. So, Lucy, where are you? It's nearly time for my birthday treat, Grandpa bellowed from the front room. Well, I'm happy with all the vocab that I've used, but have you spotted any of my silly mistakes? Pause me whilst you have a look through it. So my mistakes, you may have noticed that I need an exclamation mark after Lucy because he's screaming that, he's bellowing that. And actually, I shouldn't have an exclamation mark after where are you because it's not an exclamation. It's not a command. Okay, what is it? It's a question, and a question needs a question mark. So where are you? I know my question marks look funny, but that's just the font of my computer. Lucy, where are you? It's nearly time for my birthday treat, Grandpa bellowed from the front room. Now there is one more thing that I have missed out, and it's a piece of punctuation. I wonder if you spotted it yet. Hopefully you realise that I've got my opening inverted commas, but I haven't got my closing inverted commas. It goes at the end of my speech, so where Grandpa stops talking, and the last word he says is treat. I'm a bit confused. Does my inverted comma go before the exclamation mark or after the exclamation mark? After that closing punctuation or before it? Yeah, it needs to go afterwards, okay, because that exclamation mark is to do with what Grandpa is saying. That's our first sentence. Can you pause me here, please, whilst you have a go at this, and then press play when you're ready to move on. So, this is the start of my problem. I'm just going to go back here and have a look to where we've got up to. So we've got, George, where are you? It's time for my medicine, Grandma shrieked from the living room, from the front room. My next sentence is George panicked, but I haven't got the character George, I've got Lucy. So I could have Lucy panicked, I could magpie that, full stop. What can I have instead of Lucy panicked? Lucy worried, maybe? Lucy trembled, but that doesn't tell me how she's feeling. I'm going to leave it as Lucy panicked, but you might think of something that's even more appropriate. And if you do, make sure you're sending me in your work, because I might want to tweak it, or I might try and use it with the children in the class. So I'm going to stick with Lucy panicked because I can't think of a better idea at the minute. And I'm going to show that she's panicking. So when we wanted to show that George was panicking with show not tell, we said that his heart raced and his breath quickened. I'm not going to have that though. I think when Lucy panics, instead she's going to wrinkle her brow. So her brow wrinkled and sweat beaded on her forehead. Okay, because already I'm thinking the fact that her brows are wrinkling is she's not smiling, it's not a happy face, and sweat beaded on her forehead implies that she's maybe under pressure or a bit worried. And then how else could I show that she's panicked? I could also, we did this, the children in school with me, we actually acted this bit out, and she bit her lip. That's a really good way to show that somebody's nervous or worried. She bit her lip. Oh, have you noticed my mistake? My computer's noticed it. I've spelled forehead wrong, but that's how we spell four in math, so I'm not quite sure where I've gone wrong there. Pause and ask you to have a think. Can you correct my spelling of forehead? Hopefully you notice it should be F-O-R-E head. It's still one word, but it's forehead. So I have just done a little bit of show not tell. So Lucy panicked. Her brow wrinkled and her sweat beaded on her forehead. She bit her lip. You're going to have a go at these sentences now. You might want to look back at your English work when we came up with our show not tell sentences and phrases. Pause me whilst you have a go at this and press play when you're ready to move on. So we've nearly finished the problem part of our story. So I'm just going to go back to here and see what's left. And we've just got the rhetorical question here. So what was he going to do? I'm going to magpie that and obviously change it to she. What was she going to do? Question mark. You might want to change your ending slightly. You might have a better rhetorical question than I do. I couldn't think of a better one. I think that's a really good way to end the paragraph because it's almost on a cliffhanger. You're going to have a go at that in a moment, and then that is the end of our English lesson. What you could do is, to save time by doing this today instead of Monday, you could read through your problem and check those silly mistakes. Have you got capital letters and full stops? Have you joined your handwriting? And have you made any spelling mistakes or missed out any punctuation? Do that today if you've got the time, and it will save you time on Monday. That's it from me today, and I will be back with your next writing lesson. Bye.